In the Getting Started video, we talked about how to set up Postman with the right collection and the right environment file. In this video, we're going to go over the account information flow. So if you check your Postman, on the left side, you have your collection. If you expand the sequences, what you will see is a series of sequences for each of the flows. So for this video, we're going to focus on the AIS flow. So if I expand the AIS section here, what you'll find is an easy to follow numbered series of steps that you need to execute to complete the AIS journey. So we'll start off with the first step, the client credential grant. If you select the collection and hit send, what you'll see is an access token as a response. Then you execute your next step, which is your consent. If you look at the body here, we're just passing the series of permissions that we need for each of the API calls. So we're going to hit send, and what you'll notice is we have an account, a consent ID with the status of awaiting authorization. The next step now that you'd see is step 3. If you select that and click send, what you'd get is the URL. And through this URL, we're going to simulate how an end user completes the consent journey. So I'll just copy this URL. The best way to do this is click on this icon here. Once copied, you can hop over to a browser and paste the URL. Now what we're doing here is simulating a consent journey where a user logs into the bank and enters their credentials. But because this is a sandbox environment, we just have a simple username and password. There's no multi-factor authentication. So for the username and password, what you could do is hop over to your self-service registration section, and we assign a few users to each third party. So you can copy the username from here, and the password, and click on login. You get a series of accounts for which you want to give consent to. Pick a few and click on confirm. So at this point, I get the authorization code. So what I need to do here is copy the authorization code and then hop over to Postman and step 4. Paste that authorization code over here. Click on send and I get the access token and ID token. So if I check the status of the consent now by running step 5, what I see is the consent is now authorized. So at this point, the third party is now basically ready to consume accounts or transaction information. So if I execute step 6, for example, which is the accounts endpoint, I get a list of all accounts for which the user has given consent to. Similarly, if I had transactions, I'll get a list of all transactions associated with this account. So this is the overall end-to-end AIS flow. Thank you.